It's time for three idiots in a room, and we do this all through Zoom. So just sit back and relax and come and see your doom. Idiots in a room. I can't think of any lyrics, so I'm just singing, and I'm kind of stupid, and I don't know what I'm doing. Fuck me up the ass. Come on, folks, let's tell some jokes and make it really fast. Three idiots in a room. I'm singing way off key. And this is probably really off, so I'm gonna just stop, but I don't know how to stop. I'm in too far right now. I don't know what I'm trying to do. I am gonna kill myself with a fucking shoe. I know.
With a shoe?
Shut up, you fucking idiot. I'm trying to sing here. Three idiots in a room. Something jokes. I'm gonna fucking die if I. Fuck me. Three idiots in a room. Now on with the show. Fuck me, I fucking hate myself. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to our weekly dose of absolute idiocy that we call Three Idiots in a Room. And this week we actually do have three idiots again. As you know, I'm always here. I'm unescapable, and so is my usual co-host.
Hi.
And we have with us our most recurring guest star on the show. He's been with us for
Jesus.
3 whole episodes. Welcome back, Mr. Doug Linn.
Yeah.
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 You little
Yep.
slut.
Yeah. Whoa. Calm yourself, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
back. Haven't been forced or anything. You know, this is of my own free will.
I'm glad that you have to clarify that, you know? It's always good to have that established in any scenario, you know?
Yeah, I've been forced to... I signed a contract. I am saying this of my own free will. There is nothing going on here. I am not stuck in Christopher's basement.
Yes, we are totally in a room, not in a concrete basement where
In
I am
South
going...
Africa.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically that would be a room though, right?
That's
Like,
still a room, Chris.
not an ideal room to be in for a podcast, but like it's still a room. So, like, you're not lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, these child's bones taste very crunchy today.
Wait, what the fuck? Hold up.
Wait, I didn't know that's what it's made out of.
Anyway. What have you got for us today, Nick?
Damn. Nick.
Well, I mean, I've just been doing a whole lot of finals stuff for the past, like, week before Thanksgiving hits and, everything goes online again.
They're really making finals with all this?
Well, I mean, yeah, we still got grades to have, you know, so, like, it's just that some of our finals are, due sooner than others, and I'd prefer to get it out of the way before, well, I mean, final projects, not, like, actual tests. Those still come in December, but, you know.
Yeah. So.
Anyways, so been editing a good bit. I finished up a script for one of my classes yesterday. Yeah, so.
That's good.
Also, I bought Red Dead Redemption 2 on Sunday because it was on a 55% off sale for some fucking reason.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it wasn't even Black Friday or anything. It was just a really good sale. So, like, I decided to buy it for, like, you know, half the price practically. And I've...
Like,
it costs $60 normally, so...
$30. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Especially with how much time I've sank into the game, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm getting towards hour 30 already, so...
Wow.
Anyway.
It reminds me, like, a year ago now or something like that. Rockstar Games decided,
Rock Games.
Rock Games, dude. games.
Dude, I love Boulder Canyon. My favorite.
Dude, no way.
When you took on the sedimentary rock after playing as the igneous the whole time, that was like such a plot twist, you know?
I get it, because that's like geology or some shit.
Wow, he's smart. Look at this guy. Get him off the podcast. He's too intelligent for us.
He's smarter than Nicholas Phillips, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, but... yeah! I really hope I'm smarter than Phillips. But I remember, like, a year ago now, Rockstar Games thought it would be a smart idea to just give away GTA 5 for, like, it was a week, just for free. And if you
Really?
bought the game in that time, you got it for free for the rest of the time. So I got the game for free, and that's when the online community went to shit.
Well, I mean, no kidding.
Because
Yeah.
everyone was just making 30 different accounts. And just like, yeah, this will work. I'll just hack on 16 of these.
Oh no.
It was a pain. But hey, I got the game for free, so
It's pretty good.
Like-
Big plus, yeah.
Yeah, and I see it's on your TV stand, very much forgotten.
yeah, because I just played on the computer, not on my Xbox 360.
God.
So last week we were on the topics that we were on, but we didn't have a chance to finish them because the episode was running long. So I figured that we can go back and touch on those topics again. And one of those topics just so happened to be our theater history. So I figure...
Doug, were you in theater?
I was never in a theater class, but back in middle school, I was in the play once. And as well as that, I signed up for a play, but then after the audition, I wasn't, continued to go on because everyone that was able to get into the play has already been part of that community for so long, I couldn't, join in with it.
Fair enough. Yeah. I remember first time I auditioned for a play, I was in 6th grade. Definitely was not actor material back then, but it was very crushing because instead of just not getting casted at all, I was assigned to be the prompter. So what I had to do was sit on the sidelines and prompt people for their lines if they forgot them. And at first it was a really, useful job, but like as it went on, it quickly became very redundant for me to be there, and I had to sit there.
Anyways, at the very end, so...
Yeah, so I had to sit there for like 2-3 hour rehearsals, basically doing nothing but watching everyone else do the play that I wanted to be a part of. So,
That's honestly more insulting than not even getting a part.
yeah, and it stopped me from trying to get into a play again until like senior year of high school. So, yeah, it was a pretty crushing blow. But that did get reignited when for the Magicals got their tutor dinner, so I remember being a part of that my sophomore and junior years and getting compliments on both of those. So when I moved away from choir in senior year and wanted to do other stuff, I decided to take the theater course because, why not? And then, I heard this kid with a really obnoxious laugh every now and again in the corner of the room, and he kind of caught my attention. So,
Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Nick. Yes. Do you have some memories about my obnoxious laughter and just all around annoying misdemeanor?
I mean, kinda. I don't hold on to a lot of negative memories about other people unless they like really fucked me over or something. But
yeah,
I do remember one in particular, I think it was like one of the silent films we were watching for class. Like we were trying to learn how to do better pantomime or stuff. So we were taking it from the exaggerated movements of a. Anyways, so that was like a comedy thing, and you were just laughing your ass off the whole time, and it made it really awkward for everyone else to laugh.
I don't even.
I'm gonna be honest.
I don't remember what it was about. I was such a little fuck shit back then. I laughed at your fucking forensics because
Oh, it was bad.
we met when he was in forensics. He was in 6th grade. I was in 7th grade,
Oh,
and he had this really fucking awful sketch he was doing. I don't even remember what it was. I just remember it was terrible.
I made it up off the top of my head, and I continued with it, and I changed it every single time because I couldn't remember what the actual sketch was.
But I just thought it was the funniest thing on the planet, and I went down with, hey, that was so funny. And we've sort of been, well, not really inseparable, but yeah, inseparable.
That's not the right word at all.
You were very separated, it seems like.
Yeah,
Yes.
we didn't talk to each other for like a full-on year.
I
Chris.
know, because you never called me.
Yeah, you're right, you changed your phone number. I found this out yesterday.
It wasn't my fault I changed. Never mind.
It is your fault you didn't let him know.
Well, I thought he knew. I texted him because I still had his number. So you probably just fucking...
I probably didn't look at your message because it was from a random number.
Exactly.
You used to call me on your cell phone late when you need my love. Alright, so that's our Kanye West reference for the episode.
Don't need Chris's love.
Oh, yes, you do, Doug.
No.
But yeah, when I was in that class, I just thought everything that we watched was fucking hilarious. And half of it, looking back, wasn't. Like, I think I could have gotten away with it if I just laughed at, like, the I Love Lucy thing we watched. But,
Oh yeah, that's
actual comedy, but, you know. And then it's kind of weird. We're sort of opposites when we were in that class, but somehow we just found the way to, you know, being friends.
Each other's
Like-
hearts.
Oh, shut up.
no, we are very far from our hearts. There's some concrete walls there that neither of us have broken down. So
You're in my heart as a friend. You're not in my heart as what he thinks.
yeah.
If I'm in your heart, I'm taking your heart and I'm ripping myself
Ah,
out.
shit. I'm actually trying to remember now. How did we actually get to talking more?
It was weird because you were in rehearsal for Murder.
Was
What?
that it? Was it the extracurricular stuff that pulled us closer?
I think
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it was. Because
I also remember you just asking to hang out with me sometimes, and me at the time
wait, I
wanted to make friends with as many people as possible. So
think I remember. Do you remember John in the?
yeah, I remember he was like a connector between us. I didn't know if that was the definitive. Yeah.
Yeah, because I had gone around like that day. I was trying to make a viewing party to go see the new Jumanji at the time.
That's right. I know this one. Yeah.
So I went around the whole class asking if people wanted to go see Jumanji, and you and John were the only ones that showed up.
How many people were in the class?
Like, were there like 20 in the class when we were in
no,
there?
Chris.
Well, hey, two is better than none. I'll tell you what. You had some good company. The people that show up, those are who you know.
Yeah.
You're gonna make friends with. So, and hey, look at us now.
Hey man, I probably would have gone either way. I'd be like, oh, it depends who's paying.
And then I think like the next time I had asked if people wanted to go see another movie, and then you were the only one that showed up, and it just kind of went from there.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Part of the reason I went with you is because I just wanted to see more movies personally, because I was going to college for film production the next year, and I already had that all lined up and stuff. So,
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was. I ended up enjoying your company all the same, or at least the things that you had to say about the films.
Right.
So.
What I've sort of noticed is that when I get in a smaller group, or just like one-on-one, like when I was hanging out with you, Doug, yesterday, I seem to be a little bit different than when I'm in like a huge group of people.
Well, I feel like that's a genuine like thing for most people.
Yeah.
Like, most people are more afraid
Mm-hmm.
to exert themselves in a larger group of people, or if there's a group of people where you don't know like one person in it or a few people in it,
Mm-hmm.
then you're not more likely to just stay secluded to yourself.
Right. But if we're talking in terms of freshman me, then I tended to act a lot less insane than I did when I was with bigger groups. Did you sort of notice that, Nick? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. I think part of that was you wanted to make a good impression within groups, but then you had a very personal, like, okay, I need to connect with this person now. It's definitely a different mood trying to establish a one-on-one connection as opposed to making a impression on a group or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I think is the more extroverted way of handling it. So.
Yeah. And then also we really bonded over the second play we were in. Do you remember that one? The
like where it was two plays.
Like
I forget.
Play.
Yeah.
I remember. We had that scene where the lights went out and we had to come up with something new every time, and I just jumped on you.
Wait, what? I don't remember this at all. Wait.
Okay, so
hold on.
All right, so let me set the scene for all of our listeners. Basically, we were in a play called On Sound Effects. The story was we were a dying radio station. We were trying to come up with new ideas. Otherwise, we're going to lose the station. And in the scene in question, we were trying to come up with ideas. And
oh, I remember this now.
Wait. To show the passage of time, the lights went down every few seconds, and then we would have to get into a brand new position. And the last position was me jumping on him and like trying to strangle him, and Ryan was pulling us off. Do you remember?
How did we pull that off? That sounds so dangerous describing it.
I don't remember. And then we were yelling at each other in the script.
Well, yeah, I know that one, but
and then we had to run down the stairs so that we could, do the part with the robbers.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And another thing about that, remember that girl Alice, how she basically had to go through that one scene about, I don't know, did we do that like 30 or 40 times?
That's fun.
Where she, because it was something where like she just couldn't commit to an emotion or whatever.
Yeah, she couldn't get all mad and like act like a baby, so we had to bring Josie in to do that.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I remember about that. And I also remember, I don't know if you were in the first one, the After Hours sketch.
Yes, I was. Was I?
Oh, you might have been
one of the robbers. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, and James was one of the robbers too. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that too. What an odd duo for a robbery.
That theater class is also where I met James. So,
I mean, that theater class is where you met a lot of people, evidently. So.
Oh yeah, I loved that theater class for the most part. Yeah.
All right, so that's our history with theater, folks. and Doug.
Yeah.
I thought you were in 2 plays because I remember seeing you in one, and then I remember hearing, or you told me that you were in another play with my cousin, like in 6th grade.
The 6th grade play was the only play I was in.
Huh.
I was the ruffian number 3.
Oh, that's
Dude,
I was the
what
drunk one.
It was my cousin that was in 2 plays.
Yep, I'm not your cousin.
And then I've been in a lot more plays than what we were in, Nick.
how many others?
He was a caterpillar.
Yes.
Nice. Epic.
Let's think here. I started out in Peter Pan. I was a backing pirate singer.
Wonderful.
So I started out in that. I almost quit because I didn't get the lead role.
Bud.
I'm like, I didn't get Peter Pan. I won't quit. But then I got talked out of it. Thank God. But after that, I was in the York Nativity Story, which was a modern retelling of the Nativity, which was really weird. I was in a adaptation of Pinocchio called No Strings Attached. I was actually Pinocchio. I was in another one. This is an interesting story, actually. This one kid in one of the plays was diagnosed with like a rare disease, so he had to leave the play, and I ended up getting his role, even though I was like 6 at the time, and it was a high school play.
Nice.
Yeah, so I played the king in a play called The Princess King. And the joke...
The little girl guy.
And the joke was they would have to carry me around on this box that said, "No one shall stand higher than the king." So they had
above my head.
They had to carry me above their head. It was so fucking stupid, but I fucking loved it.
I can imagine little, like, 6-year-old Christian be like, higher, rate me higher.
I probably was like that, to be honest.
You infidels.
And then after that, I had some bit parts. I was, let's see, I was in Alice in Wonderland. I played the Frog Footman. I think, if I remember correctly, I was in the Willy Wonka play that they did. I don't really remember if I was in that, but I think I was. I know.
Dang, don't even remember.
I was a Munchkin in The Wizard of Oz. I did some church plays. And then I can't really remember any of the other roles I did, but my favorite out of all of them was the last one I did while I was living in that town. I was one of the 2 boys in I was Dill in To Kill a Mockingbird. And that was like one of my best. That's one of my favorite roles that I've done.
Dill
Nice.
was the kid who was friend, he was the friend, right?
Yeah, he was the one that was visiting.
Yeah.
Visiting, over the summers and such.
Yeah.
He wanted to marry the main female protagonist.
Scout.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember that very well. It was a really weird play to be in because it was such a heavy topic. So us kids, we had to have you know how in the movies they have the main kid actors get together before shooting starts to make sure they're compatible?
Yeah.
We had to do that for this play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it was just 3 kids in the whole thing, so we had to make sure we weren't going to get in fights or whatever. So that was really interesting.
And how would you get...
Kids get in fights. I don't know.
So you were gonna get into a fight with the other two kids in the play?
Yeah, have a choke down on stage, in the middle of Act 2.
That's
Middle
what the
act
director
two,
thought
just like,
because she was kind of an idiot.
it's like, oh yeah, these kids. One of them's gonna make fun of the other one's mom, and it's just gonna. They're all gonna die.
One of them's gonna grab the prop knife thinking it's real, and we're gonna have to arrest him for attempted murder.
I was also Officer Clink in Pippi Longstocking, and that was a very stupid role. In the end of the scene, me and the other guy, we had to get on top of the house set that we had built and just sit there until the end of the play because we were trying to get someone to bring us a ladder, but no one would. That was the joke.
Alright.
So you were just stuck there the rest of the play?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then the one other play I did before high school was, like Doug said, the Caterpillar in Alice in Wonderland again. And I've actually had people come up to me and say, even now, hey, you were the Caterpillar. I remember that.
Yeah.
Because I tried to make myself sound like Alan Rickman from the Tim Burton
Yep,
version.
you did.
And I basically just screamed the entire time.
Jesus.
So it was very memorable.
It was memorable. I don't know if it was necessarily good.
You left your impact. You did what you wanted to do.
Like, I remembered it, but I don't know if that memory is a good thing.
Oh my god. Well, we've talked for 25 minutes now about theater. So, shall we move on to our next topic?
Sure.
What is our next topic, Chris?
Our next topic is childhood memories.
Whoa, heavy.
Very.
Or very
Alright.
stupid.
That too, actually. Probably a lot of stupidity, actually.
Yeah.
Alright, so first let's clarify. What do we consider as childhood? Like, what span of years?
I'm thinking, like, earliest you can remember.
I'm thinking, like, from birth to 10.
10?
Maybe not 10, maybe like
8?
12.
12.
Yeah, because that's like the end of kid years and just moving into teenage years,
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, how old are, like, 6th graders? Because I feel like that's when most people start, hitting puberty or getting angsty and shit. So that's, like, the end of childhood.
6th grade is 12.
12.
Yeah, then I'd say 12 is probably a good cutoff.
How old is Dylan? Isn't he in 6th?
No,
Or you mean
he's
7th
in
grade?
8th or something.
He's in 8th grade? Really?
Yeah, in my 12th grade year, my final year of high school, he'll be in his first year of high school.
Oh, wow.
Hey, that was me and my sister.
Yeah, it's nice, actually. I get to be able to see my brother my last year of high school, get to make his life a living hell, and then leave.
You already make his life a living hell.
Yeah.
See, what's nice for them is that they'll always have a sibling to drive them to school.
That's if I decide to get a license anytime soon, I guess.
Oh, you don't got a license, huh?
Yeah, this dumb fuck can't drive.
You break some laws? You illegal to drive?
No, that's not the issue. I'm just lazy. I'm just way too lazy.
Laziness is the ultimate crime of all. I'm gonna have to arrest you, sir.
And it's not again.
Alright.
Starting on the childhood memories, I remember the first time the police ever came to my door. That was one time someone called the police on our family because apparently someone stuck a piece of gum on their car.
What?
And they blamed it on me. And then the cops came to our door asking if I ever stuck a piece of gum on someone's car.
Why were the cops just particularly not doing anything that day? Like, what?
I guess so, because I was just kind of, I think I was outside for maybe 20-25 minutes that day, Then I got bored or I was cold or something, so I just went inside. And apparently, while I was inside, someone decided it's gonna be a smart idea to stick a green piece of gum on our neighbor's car and blame it on me. And just my mom just like,
I like to.
first off, we don't have any gum in the house. Second off, my son's been in the house when this supposedly happened. But yeah, it was a great time.
I too have a memory of having the cops called when I was a child. The only difference being that I was the one to call them on myself.
What?
All right, so
Here we go.
flashback to I think I was like 10 or 11. It was like the end of elementary school years. My sister and I are playing with our neighbor friend, a girl named Riley. She's about Sabrina's age at the time, so like 3 years younger than me, I guess like 7. Anyways, we're playing hide and seek in their basement, and I see one of those like toy rotary phones where you like have to dial it up with the little ring or whatever. So I walk up to it, pick it up, and dial 911, and I jokingly say into the phone, 911, can you help me find my friends? And then I hear on the other end, 911, what's your emergency?
You idiot!
And I realized at that moment that it was a real rotary phone, and that it was connected to the house's main landline.
What the?
So not only was it real, but it still worked and was connected. Like I immediately hung up, right? But then a few seconds later, they call back, and not only do I hear the phone downstairs ringing, I hear the phones upstairs ringing as well.
Oh.
So it's connected to the regular electronic phone system. Like, what the fuck? How was I supposed to know it was real? How was I supposed to know it worked? So I quickly picked the phone back up and hang up again.
Oh my god.
They call back like another time, and I realize I can't avoid this. So I picked the phone up once more, and like officers there like, son, why do you keep hanging up on us? And I'm like, sorry, officer, it was just an accident. I didn't mean to call this number. And he's like, okay, well, we'll come over to your house, and we'll see if it was an accident. And I'm like, oh, shit, this is my neighbor's place. This isn't even my home. I called the cops on myself at my neighbor's house.
That is so bad.
So I hang up once again, not answering beyond that point, and upstairs, like the neighbors, like Riley's parents are still home, right? So like they're curious what the hell is going on, who's calling them. So they come downstairs and ask me, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, "Nothing, just
I would have shit my pants.
I'm not surprised. I am surprised that I did not. So yeah, like 5-10 minutes later, the cops show up at the door. They ask about everything. It's surprisingly anticlimactic. Everything's settled out pretty smoothly as I explain what the hell happened. And it's just a good laugh afterwards. But I will not forget the time that I accidentally called the cops on myself. So that was a fun time.
Imagine if, like, magically there was something going on in that house. The cops were just like, okay, now we have a reason.
God, yeah, they gotta, like, they walk in, and then there's upstairs, there's like a secret cocaine stash or something.
Like, oh crap. Just like, oh dang, what have I done?
Got my neighbors arrested, darn!
Hero of the law, also retard.
Oh, wow. One of the dumbest things that happened to me also happened during a hide-and-seek game.
Hide and seek just seems to be the epitome of stupid.
I think it really is. I was hanging out with my friends. There were 4 of them that were over, and we were all playing hide and seek, and, the finder was looking for us, but three of them and me decided it would be really funny if we all hid in the same spot somewhere where he wouldn't think to look. So we had this, big building on our property. So we all run in there and hide in my storage closet where I kept all my toys and stuff. And then we just turned off the light and just sat in there. And sat in there. And sat in there. And sat in there for about, 4 hours.
What the hell?
4 hours.
I would have stopped after 20 minutes and be like, I'm bored, I'm coming out.
We were stupid little kids, and we
Did you two just take a nap in
we
there?
almost did. And finally, the door opens, and we were all ready to, be excited that he found us, and then it's a fucking cop.
No.
The finder could not find us, so he went and told our parents, and they started looking everywhere for us too, and then eventually they left the property, and they went looking for us off the property. And then when they couldn't find us off the property, they called the fucking cops.
Only for the cop to be like, I think I hear something in this closet. And then, fucking everyone, astonished Pikachu face.
And it was so awkward after that, because basically, after the cop left, their mom just sort of grabbed them, pushed them in the car, and drove off, and I didn't see them for 4 weeks.
Oh, shit.
And after that, after we saw each other again, they're like, we aren't allowed to play hide and seek anymore with you.
Well, no kidding, dude. Fucking too good. Too pro at the game,
You're
apparently.
banned.
One thing that their mom always did was blame everything they did on me. And then say, oh, you can't do that with Chris anymore. So the fact that I went into they had the idea to go into the closet, and I sort of just went after them, means that, oh, well, I guess you're not allowed to play hide and seek anymore because of Chris's actions.
And I would have just said, yeah, you're not allowed to play hide and seek because you're idiots, and you stayed in a closet for 4 hours.
I don't know why we fucking did it.
It's like, oh, this is a good idea. We'll make our friend worry so much that his friends are just gone.
I'm glad that we all have at least one childhood memory involving a cop. That I didn't expect that to be the common thread between ours, but
do you have any more childhood memories?
Childhood. I remember, well, I don't remember certain things, but I have, 2 stories where I probably should have just died. Or something of that sort, or where I was just extremely hurt. You know what a Pokemon is? It's a boiling wax pot. You put, incense in it. Starts smelling good. So basically, what happened was, I was at my grandma's house when I was, I don't know, 3. I had just learned how to, walk. So I was just playing with the dog there, Well, my mom and grandma were talking. And I was just messing with the dog, and I was just, running away from it, petting it, and then running away. And then the dog barked, and I got so scared, and I just started running and running, and then I stepped in the fucking wax pot. My
shit.
whole entire foot got 3rd-degree burns. It was bad. It was real bad. My grandma was so she still remembers that to this day, and it makes me genuinely feel awful. But Other than that, there was one time I thought I was being a smart little kid. Also, when I was like 2 or 3, I'm like, this is how my parents start the car, with the key. So I'm like, this is a smart idea. I take my mom's key. She had little outlet sockets in, you know? I took it
Oh
out.
shit.
I took the outlet socket out. And I'm like, this is how you start the car. So I put the key in the outlet and I tried to turn it. Well, my mom was in the basement. I just remember a big boom. My hands were all black. My hair was and there was just little Doug sitting in front of the outlet all black with a key inside of it. My mom was just like, Doug! And apparently, I don't remember this, but I looked at her and I laughed.
What? That's got to be more concerning for her.
Crying.
Like, imagine that you don't find your son dead, but after that, like, he's laughing and then crying. I feel like that's more concerning.
I don't know what was going through my head, but apparently I was like, I thought it was funny, but then I was like, ow, this actually really hurts. I'm in an immense amount of pain.
Shit,
Oh my
man.
God.
Oh.
You're a fucking idiot.
I was. 3-year-old Doug's smart enough to take an outlet socket out, but he's dumb enough to put a key in it. Not a good time. Well, no, it wasn't.
I got hurt when I was like 4 too. I was at my grandpa's house, and we were supposed to go to like a party or something, but he had these awesome toys, like from the 1970s, that I would always play with when I was over there. But I basically stalled while we were at his house, and then when Mom told me it was time to go, I was like, I want to play with toys. Well, you should have done it when we got here. So I started throwing a fit and running around his glass table.
God.
And screaming, I want to play!
Jesus.
And I tripped
And then did you break the glass table, Chris?
with my face.
God dang it.
Imagine face planting the glass. My God.
I'm
So,
surprised you didn't get seriously injured, though.
I think it's why I'm so stupid, though.
That's not the reason, Chris. Let's be honest.
What is the reason, then? Because I genuinely don't know.
I don't know. I think you were born stupid, Chris. I don't know.
Just unfortunate set of circumstances that led to your birth.
Anyway, so I went to the hospital, they put me under, and I woke up like 10 hours later with all the glass out of my face, and I don't remember anything that happened after that.
Dang.
Dang.
Yeah. I do remember he tried to give me apple juice to make me feel better, but just burned. Like, burned. That was, not one of my finest moments.
I want to play. A boom.
Do you have any stupid getting hurt memories, Nick?
Well, I mean, I did keep track of the amount of times I almost died when I was a kid. Or at least where I felt like I almost died. There were 2 instances where I nearly choked to death. Which aren't that entertaining because, I saved myself pretty quickly, but the other one was where I was nearly decapitated. So, it's winter. We got a sledding hill near our house. It's all good. we go over there, and it's like a park area too. So there's a little parking lot and stuff. I position myself at a different part of the hill while my parents are over with my sister. And this part of the hill is a lot steeper, a lot higher. So, I think this will be a fun new experience, right? So I get on the sled and start to go down, and I realize, wow, I'm veering over towards the parking lot right now, aren't I? And so I'm heading at high speeds. I'm sitting on the sled. I'm going down to the parking lot. And I realize I'm about to hit a car with my fucking face if I don't get down right now. So very quick, near the last moments when I realize what's about to happen, I lay down on the sled and I slide underneath 2.5 cars before stopping in the parking lot. Underneath a car. So, yeah. I don't know if I actually would have been decapitated, but it really felt like I would have been if I hadn't.
It would have definitely hurt, if nothing else.
Yeah, I think I would have been rendered unconscious. And maybe brain dead. I don't know.
Oh my.
If we're already not considered brain dead, who knows?
Well, I mean, if this is brain dead, then I'd hate to see brain alive. That just feels like suffering.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah. There weren't any huge injuries I actually got as a kid, besides stitches above my eye one time from a cut that I got, hitting the floor a little too hard, but I mean that wasn't that bad either.
Yeah.
So
I've gotten staples put in my head twice.
Yeah.
The very first time was one of my so-called friends thought it would be a good idea to just take a stick and hit me over the head with it. And I started gushing blood, and he's just like, oh. And so he took me home. He's just like, Doug, you gotta go in. My mom just looked at my head, she moved my hair, and she's like, yep, that's a deep hole. You're gonna need to go to the ER. So he went to the ER. They're just like, what happened? I'm like, my friend pulled his stick back, and then it hit me over the head. So I'm like, so I kind of told the truth, but they're just like, I don't know how that's possible. I'm like, good day, it's possible because it happened. Don't ask. And then the other time was, I don't know why. There was a little, those little sewer drain things?
Yeah, the grates.
Don't.
Well, not really the
tell
grates.
me.
There was a little area where there was a barred off area. You can go underneath the barred off area and go into the sewers. And I was like, this is a good idea.
Oh.
Let's go in there. We had we had
no.
a little meeting spot
Yeah.
before we go into any of the little tunnels. We'd always hang out in there and just, and stuff like that. We stopped after we found a homeless guy living in there, but we don't talk. But other than that, one time I got scared because one of my friends hid in the tunnels before I came in, and he just started yelling, and I was like, oh!
Oh shit.
So I started running out, but there are little screws in the ceiling, ceilings while running. So while I was running, I just hit I was running and just there was a screw, and it dragged across the skin on the top of my head and just left a huge blood spot where I had to go and get it stapled.
And that's how Doug died of tetanus.
I should have gotten tetanus, to be fair, but I didn't. So
my one big injury that I'll always remember is when I was hanging out with the same kids I played hide and seek with. And
seemed like a good group of friends.
Yeah, at the time I thought they were the best friends a guy could have, And every time I went to see them, I was a happy little camper because they were like my only friends. So take that for what it's worth. Anyway, so I'm over at their house. They have a huge plot of land, and they just so happen to have a go-kart.
Oh no. I don't like go-kart stories, especially as like a little kid. You're just like, oh, let's go go-karting! And then you think it's a smart idea to crash into each other at Action City until one person decides it's a smart idea to take off a seatbelt and then he gets launched.
No, this is
Oh shit!
more like this was a go-kart more like a golf cart, but a lot faster.
Okay.
And they only had one of them, so we couldn't really smash into each other. But
Okay, that's a good thing.
yeah, but here is what happened. So we were all taking turns riding in the go-kart because only one of us could drive it. And
Yeah.
finally, we had to go, and they said, hey, do you want one more turn since you have to go? And I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's do one more turn. So he decides that for the last turn, he should hit the top speed of the go-kart.
That's not funny. That is
Dude's my man's a drift king, aspiring.
So we're going around, and we're having a good time. It's like our third or fourth lap. We hit a turn, and it was a fine turn. And for whatever reason, I was saying, like, I'm the king of the world with my hands stretched out.
Oh.
We hit a big rock.
Oh no.
We go up into the air. We do
Shit.
2 full flips.
Oh, your arms and your hands.
And we land, we tip over, and then somehow we got back up. And the go-kart tipped over and then stood itself back up. I didn't really feel anything. I look
Shocking.
down at my arm, and the skin is gone from my wrist to my shoulder. And I start screaming bloody murder.
Yeah?
You know, I would too if a golf cart robbed me of my skin.
Just like, this skin seems pretty nice. Let me just take it all. It's mine.
So
I'm hearing myself. Oh, hold on. I'm hearing myself echo through your microphone again, I think.
yeah, I don't have the headphones in this time because there are 2 of us.
Hold on, let me test.
Yeah.
Hello. No, I can't hear myself anymore. Maybe it's only when you guys talk.
Alright.
Alright, should be fine.
But I spent the rest of that day in the hospital, and the big irony was that 2 days after that, I was supposed to go to summer camp. And my parents had paid thousands of dollars for me to go to this camp, and they weren't able to get their money back. So even though they were telling me I shouldn't go, I said I'm going because you paid so much money, I don't want to waste that. So
And so they spent more dollars on your arms and summer camp.
So I go to the camp, and it was the worst camp I've ever been to because I'd gone the year before, and it was so much fun. I loved it. But this year, the arm, I couldn't do anything, coupled with the fact that it was a new park manager, and he decided that he was going to change everything around, like changing the buddy system to the truddy system, meaning that you had to have three people in your group at all times, and the fact that I had made friends with the bad kid on the first day, and he was the bad kid because on the first day of camp, he broke a lamp in one of the rooms, and the counselor basically said that if he or whoever didn't, or whoever didn't speak up, we wouldn't get to go to the snack court at all during the week. Like, our whole group just couldn't go to the snack court. He never spoke up until the last day.
Oh. So
we had to pay other kids our money to go get our snacks. And so basically he sat with me we had to sit on a bench because no one else would want to join our group. Other people would come up to me and say, do you want to be in our group? And I'd be like, sure. And then that kid would start walking over and they're like, oh, never mind. And just walk away and find another group. So we would always just be stuck together. And it was terrible. I hated every moment of it.
Yeah.
And the water tasted like rotten eggs.
Nice.
Just to top it all off.
Yeah.
Huh?
And then I get home and the same friends that hit me with the go-kart, they said, oh, I want you to go to camp. We want you to go to camp with us now. And being a dumb little kid, I said, sure, I'll go to camp again. Now that I have friends with me, it's gonna be better, isn't it?
Wait, did your parents have to pay even more money for you to go to camp again?
No, they paid for it.
Oh, okay.
As like a retribution.
For
Yeah.
fucking making your skin gone.
Yeah.
Them taking your skin away. Here you go, let's pay some money, send you off to a camp.
They didn't even play the medical. So, I don't even see how that works. Anyway, we go to this camp, and I was traumatized. Because, like, on the morning of the second day, our camp counselors played a little joke on us. He seriously told us, he even printed up a fucking newspaper that basically had the headline, Mass Murderer Escapes Prison.
That's fucked up.
In the very fucking area we were. So we were all kind of scared out of our fucking minds. And that night we were playing Capture the Flag. Because
That's so... He did that, didn't he?
here's what happened. So I'm going over because I saw someone running in the trees. I went over and said, hey, yeah, I need your flag now. And he turns around and just stands there. And I'm like, hey, buddy, well, what you doing? I caught you. You need to come. And then he pulls out like a long thing. It was obviously fake, but it was long. And I'm like, murder. It's murder. It's murder! And I start running like as fast as I can out of the woods, and I'm trying to run to warn everybody, and he fucking starts chasing after me. And I'm running and running and running, and keep in mind, I'm still in my fucking cast.
That is so messed up.
And I trip, and I fall on my arm, and there he is standing over me, and it's the counselor.
I'd be like, okay, I'm done for. And then I'll be like...
I was like screaming and crying because he did such a good job of convincing us that like this murderer was out. He fucking lost his job.
Damn.
The fucking cow. He tried to keep it quiet. He's like, all right, let's not tell anybody about this. Let's not. And then my friends went over and told the camp counselors, the higher ups, and they basically brought him into the office, and he was gone by morning.
Damn.
I didn't sleep.
God damn, that couldn't have backfired more for that guy.
Like, honestly, if you didn't trip and fall, that would have been a good, like, camp little thing. But the fact that he scared you shitless.
Okay, why do you chase after the kid with the cast, though, is my question. Like, fuck.
I suppose I was the only one over there at the time.
But still.
And the best part is, both of these camps I went to were fucking Christian camps. So that's
Praise the Lord and hope you don't go to heaven today.
Hope you've been praying good, because you're going.
But I had one more topic to talk about before we go, just a quick little one, since we're coming up on an hour here now. Yesterday, the Animaniacs reboot came out.
That's right, you mentioned that on Snapchat and stuff.
Yeah. So I watched a very good chunk of it. I have like 4 episodes left. So I figure I'd just talk a little bit about it on here. Did you guys watch Animaniacs when you were a kid?
I watched a fair amount
Nope.
of Animaniacs while I was a kid. I liked Pinky and the Brain. That was the only one I really remember.
I love Pinky and the Brain. And you said you didn't?
No. What channel was it again?
I think it was Fox Kids, and then they moved it over to Kids WB after a while.
It was also
Okay, then yeah, I never watched either of those channels. I was always Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and Disney because they were like all within 5 channels of each
yeah,
other. So.
I remember for me it was 66, 67, 68, and 69 was Cartoon Network.
Nice.
Yep.
But it was on in the 90s, so I'm not surprised that you didn't see it. I saw it through Netflix at first, and I basically just fell in love with it.
I remember I watched the Flintstones, the Jetsons, and Animaniacs on Boomerang, which had just older television shows.
Boomerang used to be like my life when I was a kid.
I loved Boomerang. And then we stopped paying for the subscription to get all like the 300 extra channels because the only channel I'd watch was Boomerang out of those 300 channels. So I was just like, my parents were like, well, what's the point? And I'm like, but $30 isn't that much because I watched that show. I watched that station. It's just like, yeah, but $30 for one station isn't worth it. And I was so mad.
I was mad when my grandparents stopped paying for it because we didn't have cable. We just had DVDs. So we, whenever I would go over to my grandma's, it was always hot dogs, Cheez-Its, and Boomerang. That was like my day.
Yeah.
So when they got rid of it, I was so mad. But anyway, I love old Animaniacs. And I watched the first few episodes of the new one, and it's honestly really, really good. There's like a lot of things that are very topical. That's kind of what they did. But at the same time, it's still new enough. They're not trying to repeat what they did.
Yeah.
There are a lot of great Trump jokes. There's a song where the character Dot is trying to make everything cute, and Trump's there, and she turns it into a pig, like a cute little pig. But I just found that really funny. So it's little things like that, but it's also kind of weird because they only brought back the Warner Brothers and Pinky and the Brain. They didn't bring back any of the other really classic characters.
Which kind of sucks,
Yeah.
to be fair.
I kind of hope they bring back more in later seasons. They tried to...
It's probably trying to get the rights or testing out the concept, see how it goes with audiences.
I think so, yeah.
Like, I remember I really liked the one, it was like a squirrel.
Yeah, Slappy Squirrel.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites.
I really miss her in this series. They all make like a cameo appearance in episode 5, but it's only like a 10-second cameo appearance. They don't even talk.
Well, yeah, I think an issue with it is the fact that a lot of the voice actors for certain series are dead.
Well, no, about 98% of the people that worked on Animaniacs are still alive.
Damn, so I was wrong. That was just my...
That was a bold assumption, and he was way off.
Like, the reason why they wouldn't come back is because that's what happens with a lot of older shows, is they try and come back for a new season or something like that, and they can't have certain characters on because those certain characters are just gone.
Yeah.
Like, let's say, for instance, I remember Jesse. Do you remember Jesse?
Oh, yeah, I loved
With,
Jesse when I was a kid.
David Cameron, I think it is.
Yeah.
Who was Luke.
Yeah.
They made like a spin-off series called Bunked, but during that time, he only made one guest appearance on the show, and that was right after he got out of the hospital. Then he went right back into the hospital again.
And then he died of...
So, yeah, it's an awful thing.
Yeah.
And after he died, that's when the series, like, that's when there's,
Basically
like,
ended.
it's just like, yeah, there's gonna be no more anymore. None.
Yeah.
Because they were planning to do another season or something like that, or another spin-off series. But then the producers were just like, "Yep, we're done now. That's too much." Which makes sense. It's logical.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to continue a series when one of the main characters has, passed on.
Yeah, it's possible, but it's like really hard. I am really glad though that they brought back the original voice actors. They brought back Rob Paulson, he does Yakko, and Pinky, and then Jess Harnell, he does Wacko. Travis McNeil, she does Dot, and then Maurice LaMarche, she does the Brain.
Mm-hmm.
So they bring back all those classic voice actors who pretty much defined the show in the 90s, and I'm really glad that they did that. In fact, when Spielberg was pitching it to Hulu, he basically said, I don't do it without the original voice actors.
Yeah.
So that's a really good thing. I think that's it.
Yeah, good talk.
Yeah, I'll probably make a more in-depth review after I finish the series, but that's like my thoughts on it right now. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
But do you guys have anything else that you want to talk about?
Good podcast.
Yeah, it was a good podcast.
Oh, did you end up making that sandwich we were talking about last week?
Well, when's the Thanksgiving special? Was this it?
Next week.
Oh yeah, then next week.
Right.
What day is Thanksgiving on this year?
26th. 26th. Yeah.
I know that I will not be available the 24th due to it being my brother's birthday.
That's probably important.
Dang.
Probably.
Probably on the 25th then we'll record. And then we'll have it up on the 26th. Our Thanksgiving special.
Thanksgiving. Yeah, you told me about this earlier.
It's Thanksgiving, but it's dank.
Because... Why? Why is it dank?
Because we sit around, eat Chinese food, scream in the camera, ah! And then we speed it up and put a really crappy filter on it. That's Thanksgiving.
What a wonderful thing. What a wonderful thing you have brought upon this world, Christopher Jahnke.
Yes. All right, so I guess that's what we have to look forward to next week.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna say one story.
Okay. So Doug has one more story. Okay. Doug has one more story, and then we'll finish off.
So basically, when I was younger, on the kitchen table there was insulation.